Hi, I am Jeff, one of the hosts of this channel. In this video, we will present the new technology information series. In the video, we will cover home solar systems for homeowners looking to add solar batteries to their home solar panel system. This video also addresses when to add solar batteries and why you will go in that direction. You will also learn the cost factor and home equity and why this will help as a backup in major outages. So enjoy the video, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe, so you don't miss any videos. Thank you.
Consideration while joining a solar battery to a housetop solar panels powered system. A developing portion of private sun-oriented projects presently joins energy capacity batteries. To a limited extent, we consider the reinforcement power element of batteries. Connecting a sun-based exhibit to a house is a drawn-out responsibility, with numerous contemplations, and one that offers incredible potential for energy bill reserve funds. A new expansion to the rundown of choices is the choice about whether to join a battery energy capacity framework. A battery can frequently add $10,000 or more to the complete expense of a private planetary group, as per Energy Sage. Yet, it accompanies a scope of advantages that differ contingent on the home's power needs and involvement in the service organization. All in all, what are the advantages? Reinforcement power. Power outages or blackouts happen with changed recurrence and are contingent upon the area for various reasons. A few locales experience transmission issues on the framework, climate occasions can take out power, and a few districts like Southern California have planned engineered power outages during high energy request periods. Blackouts are an excellent inspiration for exploring energy stockpiling, per sun power. A Sun Power supported review of 1,500 mortgage holders saw that 40% of respondents stressed over blackouts consistently. Also, 33% of respondents said high-profile blackouts, similar to those brought about by winter storms in Texas this previous February, are the top justification behind thinking about energy capacity. The following intelligent inquiry may be, how much battery to introduce, and how long would it be advisable to give reinforcement? Installers regularly decide between entire home reinforcement, which frequently requires the establishment of various batteries, or a fractional reinforcement, which permits the mortgage holder to choose explicit circuits attached to one of machines or outlets. While choosing explicit breakers, property holders frequently select the cooler, carport entryway opener, workspace, or other kitchen appliances. Property holders can utilize the division's Energy Saver Machine mini-computer to comprehend a home's power needs and assess what is generally fundamental for backup. One of the most widely recognized home batteries is the Tesla Powerwall, which has a 13.5 kWh usable capacity limit. This implies it can give 13.5 kilowatts for 60 minutes or 1 kilowatt for 13.5 hours, said Energy Sage. Another energy stockpiling brand is LG Chem, which has 9.6 kilowatt-hours and 16 kilowatt-hours, and Phase IQ 3 kWh and 10 kWh, and Simplify 3.8 kilowatt-hours LFP battery. Met Machines, Energy Sage said 13.5 kilowatt-hours is comparable to running a 3500 W air source heat siphon for just shy of 4 hours, a 200 W cooler for 67.5 hours, or 520 W lights for 135 hours. Energy Sage said a power wall can typically back up basics like Wi-Fi, telephone, cooler, and a few lights for around 24 hours. Solar panel and capacity frameworks that work for reinforcement power purposes recommend that a framework with a 7 kilowatts PV cluster and 10 kilowatt-hours capacity could uphold 60 to 80% of a client's typical everyday burden throughout a year, contingent upon the district. Besides, on the off chance that the sun is as yet sparkling, a battery-associated sun-oriented cluster will proceed to create and store power. For security reasons, sun-based clusters without batteries should shut down during a blackout. Without a battery to store the power, there is no protected spot for the ability to go, so the framework should utilize a fast, closed-down gadget. The network is challenging to reach as it's being fixed. Solar panel installers will normally work with a property holder to decide reinforcement needs and assess the preparation of the home's vitally electrical board to be coordinated for reinforcement. At times, the installer will require a fundamental board move-up to oblige the battery. Doing this might come at an extra expense. More astute, more important without a battery, a network-tied home solar panels cluster will progressively trade any unused power to the lattice. With a battery, power can be charged and released in manners that upgrade energy bill reserve funds. Energy capacity can open more worth in a nearby planet group's service bill reserve funds. Take request charges, for example. Remembering suppliers for Massachusetts, Arizona, and Illinois, a few utilities charge an extra expense in light of the most extreme measure of force expected over a solitary hour or 15-minute time frame in a given month. A battery can be planned to release power during top use time so that top energy request is smoothed and request charges are lower. Utilities likewise utilize a charging configuration called the season of purpose, which, comparably to request charges, are planned to deter power used during top interest periods. For instance, a utility might charge a lower pace of $0.15/kWh during off-top hours and increment the rate to $0.32/kWh afterward. With a battery, the house can store energy during off-top hours, which regularly happen during the day when the sun-based cluster delivers the most. The battery can then send out capacity to the home during on-top hours, which are often at night as individuals get back from work and run machines, and the cluster delivers less power. Without a battery, mortgage holders are dependent upon anything that rate is being charged on the off chance that the cluster isn't effectively delivering. A third advantage is the capacity of the battery to offer some benefit in utilities without net metering. Net metering is the most common way of sending out energy to the power framework in return for credits that can be utilized to counterbalance service bill costs. Hawaii incorporates sun power batteries at a much higher rate than the remainder of the nation, 80%. A few utilities offer a coordinated worth, meaning each kWh of force conveyed will cover 1 kWh of service bill costs. Others have a diminished incentive for net metering. For instance, the utility might charge the power at $0.16/kWh. However, the worth of sent out energy offers a credit worth of $0.08/kWh. Different utilities offer no net metering credit, as in Hawaii, where battery connection rates are much higher than in the other US at 80%. Once more, in the net metering situation, batteries can store and give power, restricting openness to the worth shortfall in unfortunate net metering environments. Cost factors. A lithium particle home battery accompanies a sizable sticker price, generally around $10,000. Right now, energy capacity that is matched with a private planetary group is qualified for the 26% government venture tax reduction. Certain states and utilities offer extra motivations for including batteries, and at times the worth snake can have a sensational effect. The Brilliant program in Massachusetts, the Self-Age Motivator program, SGIP, of California, and Impetus programs in Maryland and Long Island give front and center expense help to batteries. Programs like Connected Solutions of New Britain offer further reserve funds to mortgage holders who select a Bring Your Own Battery program, wherein a motivating force is paid to property holders who consent to permit their batteries to send out capacity to the framework during seasons of outrageous pinnacle interest. Notwithstanding the ticket cost of the battery, equipment costs might also be related. Tesla gauges supporting equipment for the battery costs $1,100, and the establishment will go from $800 to $2,000. Electrical work like a principal board overhaul might drive costs higher, and some installers will require the client to take care of costs like license expenses or retailer/association charges, said Energy Sage. Introduce now or retrofit later? Bloomberg's New Energy Money reports lithium particle battery pack costs have fallen 87% from 2010 to 2019. With worldwide inventory ties sloping up lithium creation because of expanded requests, likewise determined by electric vehicle reception, further value decreases might happen. However, is it worth sitting tight for a less expensive battery? Introducing solar panels and batteries simultaneously can prompt a more proficient and less expensive framework. The response depends, however, before the expense of introducing a battery sometime later, or retrofitting, is reliant upon the inverters on the cluster, said Energy Sage. Most home sun-oriented clusters are introduced with AC-coupled inverters, which should then be re-changed over by an extra inverter back to DC for use by the battery. This implies a retrofitted battery would accompany an extra expense of another inverter, in addition to establishment costs. A planetary group with a battery included in the introduction can incorporate only one DC-coupled inverter, lessens expenses, and converts and stores energy more proficiently than AC-coupled arrangements. Now that the expansion decrease demonstration of 2022 is regulation, the 30% speculation tax break applies to sun-oriented matched batteries, yet in addition to independent capacity. This has made retrofits and independent establishments more normal among installers. Inverter organizations are effectively attempting to make retrofits simpler. For instance, Enphase has recently delivered a microinverter that the organization said can be retrofitted to a home energy stockpiling battery without requiring recovery. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons.